Good morning, Indiana golfers, and welcome to Rule 8, playing the golf course as you find it. When a player is playing a round of golf, he must normally play the ball in the conditions he finds it on the golf course. There are times, though, that you are able to maybe change the conditions slightly, maybe during a ball search without being penalized, or maybe if you do improve the conditions, you can restore those conditions in some instances. So we're going to walk you through a series of events where some of the things you can and can't do once you're out there and you find your golf ball.
One of the actions that you cannot do when trying to get to your golf ball is to get in and break or bend a bunch of branches to hit a shot. In this case, Paxton's backing her way in and wrapping branches behind her to hit this shot, and even maybe tucking some back. That is not permissible. The proper way to do this would be to walk in the least intrusive way to hit the shot without disturbing the branches. Okay, Paxton is on a par 3 here. She's getting ready to hit her shot. As she tees it up, she notices that she's teed it up a little too close to that tee marker, so she moves the tee marker. That is also something you cannot do. You cannot move a tee marker on the hole being played. So in this case, she was going to get a penalty, but she can restore the condition and move the tee marker back without being penalized, and then maybe re-tee her ball. Another condition which you cannot change is if a ball is close to a boundary marker. So in this case, the OB stake is in Paxton's way, so she's going to move it. That would be a penalty. That would be a 2-shot penalty for doing so. However, if she would replace the stake prior to hitting it and making sure it's back in its original position, she can eliminate the 2-shot penalty and play the ball as is. Another good example of an action a player cannot take is improving the area of intended play. In this case, Paxton has a chip shot or a little bump and run, and she notices an imperfection in her line, and she's going to press that down and step on it before she hits the shot. In this situation, a player cannot go back and recreate the lie without avoiding penalty. Once they step on that and improve their condition, they are going to get a 2-shot penalty. And one other example of an action a player cannot take is to replace a divot before making a drop. Paxton's making a drop in this drop zone, and she replaced that divot. That is not acceptable, and that would incur a 2-shot penalty.
All right, so we just walked you through a series of actions that you cannot do under Rule 8. Now we'll walk you through a series of actions that you can do.
So Todd thinks he hit his shot over by this tree, and he can take reasonable actions to identify his golf ball. Todd's ball is right next to a red penalty stake, so he's able to move this stake since it is a movable obstruction, and he is able to hit his shot without that stake next to his ball. Okay, so as you can see, Todd is moving some branches and some leaves, and these are all loose impediments, so he is able to do this before he hits a golf shot. This scenario is within a drop zone. As you can see, there is a divot, which is a loose impediment, so he's able to move that out of the drop zone and drop his ball. In the scenario before where I was in the drop zone, it was a loose impediment, but you're not able to put that back and replace that divot. You're just able to move the loose impediment out of the drop zone. So Todd thinks his ball might be in this bush, so he's going to take reasonable actions, and he's going to mark it with a tee, lift it to see if it's his. If it is, he's going to put it back in the exact same spot, remove that tee, and proceed on with what he wants to do. This is the final scenario, so he's able to lightly lay his club down in front and behind the ball before addressing the ball to hit his shot.
Okay, so we have walked you through some examples of some things you cannot do and some things you can do before making a stroke. We encourage you to look at Rule 8 for some more examples.